brief and direct on few issues. As you may be aware, the party has just announced a major retreat to be held in Grand Bassa County sometimes in April. A retreat geared toward looking at our setback for a major comeback. And so the SG is going to discuss lengthily on that today. And of course, you are aware of some embarrassing appointment being made by Mr. Joe and his government. We don't know what is going on. The Secretary General of the party has some positions on that. So you are welcome to this office today, and we're now turning over the Secretary General, Comrade Jefferson Koijee. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you. We are glad to be here at this point in time. We want to consistently extend our thanks and appreciation to the Liberian people. And it's interesting to be where we are. Sometimes you hear people asking what the coalition for democratic change is not in the media and why she's not talking. Well, we want to be very clear, categorically clear. We are not going to be a bitter and an angry opposition. We're going to become, and we are, constructive opposition. We want to engage into constructive opposition. Our own opposition, we see our opposition as an opposition for preparation. So on the basis of that, we will see when the need be, we come in and we provide criticism and we provide solution. And we will ensure that the necessary help that is needed for the Liberian people will be buffered by our institution. Mind you, we are an institution who served this country in the capacity of governing for the last 6 years. So we understand governance. We know exactly where and what are some of the challenges and some of the difficulties and some of the opportunities. So we want to make it categorically clear. And so sometimes when people make some comments about it become very comical and laughable. We presided over the country. We have an opportunity to do otherwise, but we did not. And sometimes it becomes very embarrassing when people try to take flight and become popular at the expense of our reputation. These are people who presided over this country before. They could not turn the country over. They witnessed the death of innocent Liberians. 2011, when we were here, the infamous November 7th, and to see former government officials who are working beneficiary of bad governance today because they have become privileged, accidental privileges, character, and think they try to exhume some moral garment and they think they are better people. But for us, it's not. We will not allow them to define us. We're not angry. We're not bitter. We had an opportunity to serve here, and we are convinced that we did exactly what we thought were appropriate. And the Liberian people made a decision. We are back into this position. We're going to work assiduously to regain the confidence of the Liberian people. Where they feel we have some shortfall, we don't hesitate to re-engage them and make a difference. So for people to think that we wanted to do otherwise, it's false and misleading. Let people start creating that false grandstanding that the CDC had intention to hijack power. The CDC had intention to do otherwise. The CDC has zero intention. Can you imagine the very, very false notion that will be marketed that the CDC were planning to disrupt the inauguration? How challenged that could be. That's extreme naivety. How can a serious institution will want to plan in secret and in darkness and say they want to go against? And that's why we supported, we even attended the inauguration ceremony, accompanied our political leader and former president of the Republic of Liberia. We were there in person to demonstrate to the Liberian people that we caused no issues. We were clear and we were definite. So for people who thinking and trying to want to make politics on issues that have no basis, when there are legitimate issues of the Liberian people, those issues must be addressed. And I realized that I think the United Party stayed in campaign mood. They stayed trying to show blame. It is not a blaming game. You have come forth, you have stepped forth to solve the issues of the Liberian people. You must concentrate yourself. You must decorate yourself. You must have invested interest in ensuring that the cardinal issues that confronting the Liberian people must be solved. It's not about politicking, it's not about game, blame or blame games. We have the chairperson have announced our retreat Neiman style, transforming setback into comeback. We just had an elaborate conversation with the Bassa team today. They are returning very agile and enthusiastic. We want to ensure that the ground forces and the ground game has been perfectly coordinated and been set into motion. But today we want to again tell the Liberian people and to Mr. Bouaka and the United Party. It is our first concern, very major concern. Among all of these appointees, we want to stand here categorically that the CDC reject any form as we have issued under the signature of the chairperson. The two nominees who have gross human rights violation, people, George, Nelson Fremont, we want to call on our senators. We have informed them. We have focused on them for the greater good of this country. We stand ready, like we said to you. We're not bitter opposition. We're not angry opposition. We are constructive oppositions. Very constructive opposition. Whenever the need be, we will stand up, we will help, and we will ensure that the right things are executed in the greater interest of the Liberian people. But we want to say categorically, as we publish the released Nelson Fremont and Humale, Francis McLeod Humale, who publicly boasted about the loss of life of Liberians. We cannot in our generation that we're going to be spectators where wicked people are being rewarded with high-profile jobs. And that's something the CDC will stand as a spectator. You can rest assured, we speak on this particular issue. We speak very firmly. And we hope that Mr. Bouaka must find interest in us, must see us as a collaborating force in ensuring that he succeeds. We will not do what they did to us because we love this country better than they may ever imagine. Our interest here is to allow the Liberian people to see. Very soon we will be vindicated. Very soon we'll be vindicated. We know fully well that under his astute stewardship, His Excellency Dr. George Manawia, who went out of his weak way to keep and sustain the peace of this country. It took a lot to do it. Even at the expense of young patriots and young assisting ministers and deputy ministers, to the extent these nationalists at the expense of their salaries. but we work cohesively in the general good of this country. But again, we begin victim of malicious propaganda. But again, we want to say to you that the truth crushed to the ground, no matter how long it takes, it will surely rise again. And we begin to see, to the extent that people now being appointed, and surreptitiously, their name cannot be reflected on the letter sent to the Senate. It tells you the group of people who have taken over this country. It's not for us to say, you Liberians will begin to see through the curtains and realize the hyenas of our country have taken over. But for us, what we want to do is to work here diligently, build our party, restore the hope of the Liberian people, and reassure them that as long as we live and we have left and blood in our veins, we remain very loyal to this country. We remain very cooperative with the Liberian people. So we want to call off our friends. We have called attention to our friends, the international community, because they must be very concerned. The CDC will not allow this pass. If the Unity Party ignored our concern and do not act, we have no intention to say we want to play a role, but we have concern. Nelson Freeman, on any famous November 7, we are very clear about that. Yeah, you have been appointing your people. We have nothing open, like we normally say to you. If you come to do the Liberian people work, you can count on our support. Anything falls short of that, and you think by being elected, it is the basis to come after innocent people, you can rest assured that we have sufficient capacity to resist any form, in any manner and form, in any way possible. We will not, in any given circumstances, shy away from that solemn responsibility. We rise up to the occasion on that. We think it is important that we work together for the common good of our country. We appreciate that we stay here. Liberia is bigger to the point where now we have a country where a criminal that stands on there making decisions, stands on with a spoon, who now are appointing people, and that we understand that you have to put you have to put Mr. Barker at gunpoint and telling him, threatening him that he's done. This is what the country has gone. But the Liberian people are not stupid. And Choko is smiling about that. We need to help Stanton whenever we have an opportunity. He said, Koijee say, yeah, what do you have to be? We're not like you. Who your place will soon, your sleeping place will soon change. And that's why we proudly say we're here. Irrespective of our given circumstances, we have got zero intention to disembark from this space. Within this space, we're in this space, we're given to this space, but the Most High, Lord, God made us to be here, and we will not move from here, and we continue to be here until God called us. Until then, we are here. We're not visitor, we are active participant, and you can rest assured. So we think over the period of time, sedition is about time to get rejuvenated. We get to you, the committees will start active work. That the political leader is in strong, and that's why over our party we had an executive committee meeting. The political leader is relevant, even because of this decision. We can say to you that the political leader is leaving. He will be in the country very shortly, and he also is very strong about this decision. We are very peaceful, loving people, but do not take our silence for granted. Do not underestimate our quietude to be witnessed. We are here to help. Make use of our presence. You can rest assured, Mr. Boaka, whatever it entails to help you succeed, we will not hesitate. We'll help you do that. But anything falling short of that, where you think you want to develop a culture of rewarding murderers, wanton human rights violators, this can be in our generation. The CDC will do everything possible to ensure that the sanctity of that will be protected and will be fully resisted. Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, so thank you very much. We're going to take questions from the presentation just made by the Secretary General. So,
Okay.
we'll start with you.
My name is Dennis Nipson. You mentioned concerning the Unity Party in terms of accusation. I'd like to know, has the Unity Party come up with any accusation against the CDC-led government then of wanting to rig the election, or any of their official? Can you be definite about it?
Well, we want to be very clear, and we're taken aback by Senator Amara Coney to be insinuating that the president had an intention to put army on the street. What kind of lie is that? That's been dangerously malicious to even try to perceive that. That how can a president have an intention to put army on the street and he will make an announcement when election commission did not even concluded calling official result? People need to find a way to get popular in a very different way. This quest of desperation got to stop. You don't take advantage of the vulnerability of the Liberian people. And you think when you say stuff and you can come across and being seen as a serious person, we don't think it's appropriate. You start gambling people safety. This country is not a child's play. When you just wake up from your bedroom and you think you can say anything you want to say, that's wrong. You know what you're talking about? You know what you're talking about? That you had an intention to put the army on the street because you felt that you lost an election? Who does that? Is that the reward you get for the CDC? Or people are very ashamed and they're not responsible enough to give up flower while we are alive? We should be celebrated in this country. Monuments should be erected in our honor. Sedition everywhere we are. What we did, even though you said we were unqualified, even though you said we were youthful, but we did the unusual. We honorably did the unusual. We took this country above our ambition. We felt we love this country not just in expression. The likes of Amaro, in 2011, when he presided as finance minister. What happened? There were protests here when we talk about the infamous November 7th, when people got killed here. Even when Fomoya reported mistaken numbers here, in the face of that, they were prepared to eliminate the whole country to stay in power. That is not in our vein. That is not enshrined in our philosophy. We believe that Liberians come first, and that's why we did what we did. We have no regret to do that. It's our respect and admiration for this country. Anything it requires to keep this place stable, we will not hesitate to do that. What concerns us is to come to begin to reward these people. We don't know what you can rather show. We will not sit here again. Those of the people who killed us, and you begin to put them to spaces, to position where they will come again. We don't know. They killed 2, 3. Giving them back, they could come with vengeance. We don't know. And that's why we will not do that. And that's why we call the attention of our colleagues that look, those 2 nominees we call on our colleague for the greater good of our country and for the peace of our country. We are very clear. Those people should not be rewarded. We're not making a story. Nelson Freeman came here. He shot here. He shot at people here. He killed people here. And you ask us, say, we did not investigate an investigation thing here. But for us, all of the same issue and saying that the CDC were not witch hunting. No, for us, witch hunting people was not something we're interested in. We're interested in service deliverable. That's why we came here. You think people are not here? We did not do that. And you think you can use that against us as weakness? You make a mistake. Don't test our resolve. We could surprise you. Is it not a federal inductee? Are you not aware of that? Are you aware of that?
I'm aware.
Okay, so but he operate. Have you seen anybody from United Party who have disclosed this guy? You see anybody? In fact, instead we found people. What is he doing now? Stanton Witherspoon has sent the former ambassador. They're lobbying for him. He want to go at UN the UN ambassador, the former George Patton. who say he related to Stanton Witherspoon. So Stanton now is coercing, Mr. Parker to have an appointed. So don't be surprised when you hear the UN ambassador here, Josh Patton will be the person. Because Stanton have sent a list of people. The next time we come, we will show you all Stanton appointees who Parker has listened to and have them appointed. So we'll do that. Ronald Tobayo is trying to put our list together. So the next time we meet the president, we'll do that to help the public know the most influential people in this podcast region.
And I hear from the front page article.
So, you know, the committee was set up by the former president.
But the committee
I'm coming. The committee was set up by the former president. And like I say, you need report to know what was their day like. This man is seen in post arm with a body lying before him. Does he have any right to even enter the premises that he went into? Does he have the man trespass? This is a place, this man came here fully armed. It took foreign troops. If anybody right to come here, since we govern this place here for 6 years, you saw go to United Party headquarters, any policeman when they will come, and you say we wait for a report to say report clarifying and exonerating. What kind of logic? I don't know the paragraph of logic is that. You see this man on video, yeah, in the premises here, well armed, and you see a body lying down, and he tells you that he shot in the head. You got any reason to be shooting? You got reason to come here with arm? This place is place where arm should be taken. Is that the man you will come here? So the next thing he will come here, he will say, do we know where else he will go? He came here with arm. That's the training, that what the Liberian put training for. That's why he was paid for. Was he paid to come to another institution premises and shoot at them? And you say the report clearing? And that's the single issue. You see, we gotta be very grateful to His Excellency, Dr. George Mann. We are former president. It is his magnanimity that get us as where we are today. Because we were here, someone nearly saw, it was a near to death situation. We nearly died on this campaign. Today, this man has the audacity to say he must be appointed, he must be rewarded. These are people who ran a death squad in this country. And you think we sit here and watch them come again and run a death squad here? No, we don't have to be around here. Apparently such thing will happen when someone and I are around here again. Because we will not do that. While we are alive, we will deploy every energy in our fiber to show that no Liberian will be threatened by such a death squad leader.
Somebody will say this statement coming due to fear from the CDC.
The CDC get fear. Do we know that people get fear? Watch and see in a not too long distant future. Watch and see.
Yeah, SG, my name is Darius Kangana Revo, OKFN. I'm concerned about the two individuals. Firstly, you're talking about you call on the Senate to confront for that alleged human rights violation. Some may say these individuals you are talking about they are citizens and they have the right to serve the country. How to respond to that? And secondly, I do not hear you calling President Blatter as president. Did the CDC recognize President Blatter as president or not? Because you addressing the president colleagues. So do you now recognize Blatter as a president?
Well, you see, it's foolhardy to say I do not recognize him. I just told you that I attended a ceremony that constituted, legitimately made him president of this country. What more? You see, it's not about expression, it's about attitude and action. No, we are not. We are respecters of the Liberian people. If we not, even though people here who disrespected the former president, but it's not in our DNA to do that. That's what distinguishes us from them. So, like you mentioned about they're not Liberian. Who think that? Who say they're not Liberian? So, are you saying Liberians that are involved into crime must be given an opportunity? Then we must go to South Beach. The Liberians and all us who get in and go appoint them. We're telling you people who, like another one of them who sat on and proudly boasted and said to us that he is a rebel. He take pride in it. he will mock a person who were working for the sitting government. Not just working for the sitting government, but this person was a security personnel. It is the person you say you want to make your interior minister, and you want to say, you see, Labrepo can wait for, he can start very small and say, oh, that politics. And you think one group of people, no. We have a limit as an institution. We have a limit. During the campaign, we were the one who were in power, who were the same one who were crying and calling attention. But yet still, nobody saw it. Today we feel grieved that these young people who have lost their life because people were desperate to come in power. Today, those who say, with all the desperation, the Liberian people remain the best witnesses and the best judges to what has been said to them, and see the silver, the gold, the diamond, and the redemption that they were bringing to these people. We sit here, we watch to see, because we want to also see. We are happy to see the Liberian people be redeemed. We are happy to see these Liberians so they can go to bed and eat 3 times every day. So you can go to JFK and don't have to scramble for medicine and paracetamol and anymore. We want to see the transportation of our students. We want to see these kids must go to school and food and meal be there. We want to see our farmers. They don't need to scramble, because those were things that was being said to them. And that's why if you have all of those solutions, it was fair enough for us to ensure that those are. We do not have any mind to stay in the way of opportunities for Liberia. So if delivering opportunity will allow us go into opposition, we will probably take opposition to ensuring the opportunity that is being assured for the Liberian. But if that is not done, the Liberian people have a real course of action. That will be on the Liberian people. But what we try to do here is that people who are notoriously known for mayhem and wanton human rights violation, to think that we will sit here and you allow them and be rewarded in our face or our faces, that is something we encourage Mr. Boaka not to consider. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.